catch at the end of the JMU game on the 2-point, and it was really cool to see that confidence carry over into the bye week and obviously now into the next game. So he's got to play big for us to win some of these games coming up, and I'm really proud of him. And I think, as an offense as a whole, I think, we found some good rhythm today, and they're going to be things that we need to continue to clean up.
Miller, was it much of a challenge? Obviously, you didn't have Duke today. Isaac was limited. I think he just had the one carry. Chris was apparently limited. Was it a challenge preparing for this game because of that?
Yes and no. I mean, I think we're lucky that we have a multitude of skilled players that can go out there and make plays, and I think that was on display today. I think Bama stepped up in a huge way. Obviously, scored 2 touchdowns, and he knew that he was gonna have an opportunity. I think similar to Isaac last year. Isaac got a huge opportunity and made the most of it. Those guys are great players, so obviously we always want to have them. But I think the guys that needed to step up and make plays today did that, and they'll continue to have bigger and bigger roles. Yeah, I mean, I feel good. I mean, we won the game, so I feel good. That's the most important thing. I think, there are times where I feel like we're very much in rhythm, and I feel like I can anticipate the call, and we're rolling. And I think there are times where, we had a couple 3-and-outs and, stalled on a couple red zone drives and stuff like that. So I think, like I said, like the most important thing is continue to win and continue to get better each week. And I think we've been able to do that up to this point. So, I mean, our success down the line is going to be contingent on our ability to continue to improve, and I think that 100% applies to me.
Miller, noticed that in this game, I didn't really see you making too many checks the first 2 games, but it seems like there was a couple of opportunities where you made a check to Chris on a play and got him the ball because of something you saw. As far as just making those checks to the line, audibles, things of that nature, are you getting more comfortable with that? Is that just something where you're getting just more understanding of the offense?
Yeah, it's a good observation right there. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think, I'm getting more comfortable in the system and how Jeff likes to operate, checking different things. So I think, that goes with what I'm saying, like just continue to get more comfortable. I think I was seeing things pretty well at the line of scrimmage and was able to get in some stuff. I think that 3rd down you referenced, it was a 0 blitz. That was something we saw a lot of against JMU and didn't necessarily handle well. So I think that was good to kind of see the progress there in terms of, okay, this is what they're presenting. This is what we can get to based on that look, and ended up being successful. So I think, I felt comfortable in the things we got to. I thought we executed well on that stuff, and are gonna have to continue to do so.
Yeah, Miller, you guys go on the road now, and you do, as you mentioned, go into conference play. I guess leaving home and having this first time going on the road, what is the challenges that present yourself and your team as well, and how do you guys kind of prepare for that conference opener as well, have it?
Yeah, one thing I will say just to preface for next week is conference road games are extremely difficult to win. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care what time the game is. Conference road games are the most important and most difficult thing that a college football team faces. So I think it's going to be a true test of how together we are. We're going to have to face adversity. You go in there and it's 70 people on our team, and it's tens of thousands on their team. So I'm really excited for the test. I know Pitt's been a really good program. I know that staff's been there for a while. So we're going to have to embrace the challenge that week. But I think conference road games are gold in college football. Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Well, I was proud of our football team. I thought we came ready to play. Been a long time since we played a game, so our guys played hard. And as you saw out there, I thought our defense was solid. Didn't give up many big plays to the very end when we had a couple backups in there, unfortunately, but really played physical football and did a really good job. Special teams has been giving us a great edge, and that's a huge plus. So from the field goals that we were consistent with that got us points when we weren't able to score in the red zone, to the return yardage we got on punts and kickoffs with Colin and the team blocking well, that's a huge plus, and that was a huge difference maker for us. And on offense, we made some plays, but once again, some penalties and things drove us back, and we got to clean those up. And it's never going to be perfect, but we got to find a way to be a little bit cleaner, and a little bit sharper, so that we can score points consistently and find a way to create some big plays.
Jeff, where do you feel like Miller is right now? It just seemed like he was able to do a little more today than maybe in some of the previous games, a little more accurate. Just how would you assess his performance right now?
Well, we were a little down at the running back position, so we wanted to use the passing game, the controlled passing game, get him some completions. Colin was the healthiest guy we had on our team at receiver, so we wanted to make sure we got him involved. You saw Dakari step in and do a good job, and Trayshawn Hurry will be a good receiver for us. Chris was a little nicked up. He played through it, so we appreciate that. But, Miller has to play well for us to win games, and we got to make sure to get him completions and find ways to get the ball out of his hand quickly so he doesn't take a whole lot of hits. But, he works hard, and I think he understands our system, and we're hopeful that he continues to improve.
Coach, as far as Colin, it seemed like this was definitely the most work he'd gotten so far this year in terms of in the offense. 9 catches, 110 yards. What is that? Was that something that was a point of emphasis this week or during the bye week?
Well, it was. We do want to make sure he's heavily involved in the offense and the return game. Like I said, we were a little short in some other areas that we didn't publicize, but that definitely made his role increase. But he is someone that we need to get touches whether he's in the slot, on the outside, or in the backfield and the return game, all 4 spots, we need to utilize him because he's strong. He runs well with the ball. He's a competitor. He's tough, and he is someone that has to hopefully contribute like this every game for us to win. Well, I don't feel that way yet. So if you do, I guess that's a plus. You know what? We've worked hard on a lot of things. One is improving the defense and improving not giving up big plays. And through 3 games, we've done a good job. Now, the schedule will get way more difficult as we proceed forward, so we'll see where that goes. But we're off to a good start. Special teams in the return game has been solid, so that's been great to see. I think we're capable on offense of doing really good things. We need all of our weapons healthy. We need all of them to be able to play and contribute. If that's the case, I think we have enough guys on the team to spread it around and create some problems. But being consistent on offense, not having penalties that really kill our drives, not having negative plays has shown up a little too much, and we've got to make sure we get better at that.
Bowling Green with 3 sacks today. After 3 games, how are you feeling about the progression of the offensive line?
Well, I think we can get better. There's been some things happen, and that's a hard job. I mean, there's a lot of things they see. There's a lot of things we're trying to do. There's some new pieces. So, we've got to just continue to learn and push forward and get better. When you have some balance and you're able to run and use some play action and get it out quick, that will help. When we use the RPO game, that will help. But sometimes you got to be able to just throw it and drop back and pass. And when we do that, we got to eliminate penalties and eliminate sacks. So we just got to work through that. It hasn't been super clean, but we can improve.
Coach had a little bit of difficulty in the short yardage run game in the first half, especially out of the gun a lot of the time. But I saw in the second half you kind of went to a little bit more of power formation, got that goal line touchdown. As far as being better in the short yardage, is it more about formation-based, blocking it up better? What's the biggest assessment with the short yardage?
Well, I think you're right, actually. I mean, looking at how it went today when we were in heavier sets with 2 backs and the quarterback under center, we were better. So that's good that happened. No, we were not as good. in the shotgun and doing some different things. So we probably do have to come downhill a little bit more. We've always been good in the play action game, but I really wanted to run the ball down there and prove that we could drive it in. So if we can, figure out what we're really good at and have some play action off of it, we can improve there. But yes, we weren't really efficient in that area until the end of the game.
You mentioned Colin obviously being healthy, with him doing a multitude of things in within the team. I guess, is there a concern level, or how careful are you with him in terms of having him return but also play receiver, but still trying to keep him healthy to prevent more injuries?
Well, with him, he's tough. I mean, he plays tough. It's kind of the opposite. We want to make sure he gets enough touches, and that's why we have started to move him around from the slot to the outside in the return game, and then some in the backfield. And I think we got to continue to really hone down that package and make sure that when the game's over, he gets 12 to 15 targets a game, and he's able to touch the ball that many times. And I think he's very capable of that. We can take care of him during the week. He's elusive. He doesn't take the big hit a whole lot. He's strong. So for us, we want to make sure, he gets those touches, and he wants them. So I just think he can really benefit our team and our offense, and he's off to a good start.
Jeff, how are you feeling about the health of your team with Holloway going down in the middle of the game and then the running back position feeling a little dinged up and Clark being out? Just how are you feeling about the health?
Well, I was concerned going in the game. We were a little short in some areas that we didn't broadcast, so I didn't like that. So we got to get those guys healthy. I mean, in order for us to win, the running backs need to be out there on the field playing and doing their thing. Our receivers need to be healthy and do their thing. We got to continue to improve at tight end. I think our O-line is getting better. We've got to clean that up, and our quarterback has to play efficient. So yes, in order to beat good football teams, we need all of our weapons out there, in my opinion, and we need to be able to spread the ball around and like I said, play a little cleaner, more efficient football on the offensive side.
Are you fairly confident you'll have guys back? And just with 3 games worth of data, how do you feel about this? How well do you feel like you know this team, what you can do and can't do at this point?
Well, I'm not for sure on when we'll have everybody back. I would like to have them back tomorrow, but hopefully we can get them back for the game. We'll see how the week goes. I'm very hopeful that happens. Like I said, I think we found a way to win 3 football games. It wasn't perfect, but there were some good signs of good defense and solid special teams and moments on offense. So I just think, I tell our offensive guys all the time, like 11 guys have to do their job on this side of the ball in order to have success. The defense, yes, you'd like to have 11. Sometimes 1 or 2 guys will just make a play, but 11 guys got to do their job. So we just got to be sharper and crisper, and we got to figure out what can we handle and be efficient at without getting penalties and getting negative plays. So we have to improve without question. We're going to face really good teams from here on out, and we have to play better football. Thank you.
I got one.
This is for both you guys. Just the defense just seems to have a lot of confidence right now. You guys are flying around. Seems like everybody's on the same page. Through 3 games, really dominating at the point of attack. How do you think the defense is feeling overall? It feels like you guys are really confident right now.
I feel like it all came with how we was working the off season. We prepared for the season so well, so we just showing it now, showing what we can do now.
Yeah, for sure. Like just putting in the work, like stacking days, just knowing our assignments. So like we just out there just having fun for real. Everybody on the same page. We just talking and everything just work together.
Congrats on your first career pick. Talk about that moment. Obviously, it was a big, momentum shift for you guys. But what did you see on that play that helped you get that pick?
Thank you for that. What I saw they motioned the running back out, and from there on, I just had QB vision, and he was looking my way, and I just went up and made a play. That was it. Yes, sir.
For both of you guys, we'll start with Tonio. Going into conference play, you guys go on the road for the first time as well this year. Where do you guys feel like this defense still needs to improve, and how are you guys prepared, do you feel like, for kind of this increase in offense against a team like Pitt?
We just going to keep on preparing up to the game. You know, we ain't that go for every game. You know, we just have a good week of practice. It don't matter who we playing. You know, we try to prepare for each team the same way. So we just going into it the same way, one and no mentality.
Yeah, like Coach English said, it's never about the opponent. It's always about us. You know, only people who can beat us is ourselves. So once we just go in there, execute, no matter who we're playing, then we should be good at all times. So it's just a normal week. That's it.
I believe you guys were both playing 2 years ago when you last went to Pitt. What do you remember about that environment and that stadium? Obviously historic, but what do you remember about just that experience?
You know, that was actually my first time being in Pitt. It was a good experience, even though we didn't get the result that we wanted. But you know, I try not to look back on games like that. I just, you know, try to be in the future of us playing them again this year. So I try not to think about that game.
You know, going into the opponent's home field, that's always gonna be a challenge. But like we say, it's just about what we do and how we do it and how we prepare. So I feel like it's just gonna be a normal football game. We just gotta do what we gotta do, and we gotta prepare and get ready for them boys.
D'Angelo, you had that pick on you broke on that ball and got the pick, but kind of lost your footing. Did you think that was going? It looked like it was going to be a pick six.
I was trying to get the pick six, but I ended up stepping out. But next time, I'm make sure I don't. I'm going all the way to the crib.
I guess just kind of bigger picture question with ACC play starting. I'm not sure how much you guys have been able to watch other teams in the ACC, but what are just your thoughts on the teams this year? You know, obviously Miami's having a really good season, Clemson a little falling off, but just what are your perspectives on the ACC this season?
You know, every team has good players, but we also have good players too. So, like I said, we just going to it's a 1 game week. You know, we preparing each game the same way, and we just ready to ball out. That's it.
It's like I already said, I'm going to harp on it. Like, it's not about the opponent. It's just another week of practice. We got to go in. We know what the environment going to be, so just ready, just prepare. And we know you just got to be ready for what them boys throw at us. And we're going to be good. As you know.
I mean, there's been games that D-line was getting a lot of headlines. This game it's going to be secondary linebackers. I mean, how do you feel like this whole defensive unit is kind of coming together and complementing each other?
I love these guys. You know, we had a lot of new transfers coming in, and we welcomed them quick as ever. You know, and we just all bond on and off the field. I feel like that's part of the reason that we play so well too. It's not just about being on the field; it's about having a relationship off the field as well. So we just all have that connection, and when we go out there, we know we playing for one another. Yes, sir.
Like he said, like, it's all a brotherhood. We know we got each other's back. Like, every man on the team, we got each other. So just knowing that I got my brothers with me, I'm going to be able to just play out my best at all times. And I feel like them boys feel the same way. Yes, sir.
Thank y'all.